Hey everyone, Silverthorn here. Welcome to Let's Play Hollow Knight. This is a relatively new game, and Metroidvania, a lot of things go into it. One of the things I'm going to get off the first bat is technically every character is a bug or something around that size. That out of the way, it's also, I think, all hand-drawn for all the, everything. It's really good looking. Have my 100% file there. I don't feel like deleting it, so I saved it in the least spoilery area I possibly could. And yes, this is a long game. I was actually surprised in my first playthrough how long this game really is. Let's get right into it. For beating the game, I did unlock this second Steel Soul mode. Ha 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 ha. No. Just, no. We're gonna do classic. Because I'm not insane. That death permanent depends a bit on the mechanics, and I'll get into those shortly. As for now, in the wilds beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret. For none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch you taught, we changed, base instincts were redeemed. A world he gave to bug and beast, as they had never dreamed. We're gonna meet that person eventually. I do kind of like that eulogy. That didn't seem good. But yes, this game, I love the art style. It was indeed. I don't know how big the team was. It wasn't the biggest team, though. They're still actually optimizing. So we're going to see, probably as I play through, a number of optimizations which make the game play a bit smoother here and there. That there is our player character, Hollow Knight. And this is effectively where we begin. Now, this game, it is a Metroidvania, as I've said already. But beyond even that, it has a lot of characteristics of a Dark Souls game. Which is going to be interesting. This is a door? That was a door. Also was a door. And that as well. These there that were just collected, we got 2 of them. That would be geos. That is our money. You can also see as I'm hitting enemies, the yellow, or the, not yellow, white circle in the upper left is filling up. We'll get into that very shortly. The game will be explaining it pretty quick. Also, here's the thing we can destroy for more geo. Gonna destroy it. Oh, I'm gonna have to get so used to this again. I have none of the mobility that my New Game Plus has. Or not it's not a New Game Plus, it's just a 100% file. I have none of the mobility it has. You're gonna land on me. Oh yeah, hold up and down, you can look up and down. Also, I am using currently a PlayStation 4 controller, and the right stick does the same thing on it. Interact with this. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Your great strength marks you amongst us. Focus your soul, and you shall achieve feats of which others can only dream. A little fluff there to go on with the explaining a bit of tutorial. That white circle is our soul meter, effectively. And we use our soul to heal, for example. Oh, are we going to use our soul to heal? So much using that to heal. That is probably one of the most immediate uses we're going to have for soul. And we're going to get a good workout from it, believe me. You can already see we have a full soul meter. I destroyed that selected before it fell on me. Stalactite, stalagmite. I feel like I've asked that question before in a game, and I don't feel like I've ever gotten a proper answer that I've been satisfied with. Regardless. Wow, I don't know how that didn't hit me. Lots of different things in here. This here is a mechanic, for example, that we won't really see much of for quite a while. These here if we were to destroy all of them, you see in the upper left, the white skulls are hit points, effectively. And we now have 2 blue ones. If you've ever played Binding of Isaac, these would effectively be... What are they? Soul hearts? Are those the blue or the black ones? I think they're the blue hearts. They are effectively just extra hit points. I want that money. Money is kind of important earlier, but by the end of the game, we have more money than we know what to do with. Pay attention. There are areas much more hidden than this one here. And I don't think we can do much more with it. Nope. Not at all. But I'm going to show you. Spikes. If you get hit by a spike or like a few stage hazards similar to them, you just lose a hit point and you teleport back to the last safe area you were at. It's actually pretty useful, all things considered. I don't think we can make it back for the other thing. Oh, hey, another thing to speak to. Higher Beans, these words are for you alone. Beyond this point, you enter the land of King and Creator. Step forth across this threshold and obey our laws. Bear witness to the last and only civilization, the Eternal Kingdom, Hollow Nest. We are going to spend a lot of this game within the confines of Hollow Nest. At least one part of it or another. And destroying that wall brings us out to here. Now, thankfully, like most Metroidvanias, there is no fall damage, so if you fall far enough, you have that little, not stumble, but brace yourself for impact thing. And here, we enter Dirtmouth, Fading Town. If you notice, this is where I saved on my 100% file, because it was the first area. What do you have to say? The Elder Bug. Oh there, traveler. I'm afraid there's only me left to offer welcome. Our town's fallen quiet, you see. The other residents, they've all disappeared. Headed down that well, one by one, into the caverns below. Used to be there was a great kingdom underneath our town. It's long fell to ruin, yet it still draws folks into its depths. Wealth, glory, enlightenment, that darkness seems to promise all things. I'm sure you too seek your dreams down there. Well, watch out. It's a sickly air that fills this place. Creatures turn mad and travelers are robbed of their memories. Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all. And here's a bench. We sit on a bench to save. To go back to the Dark Souls comparison I made earlier, benches are your bonfires. What do you have to say more? Many used to come, hoping the kingdom would fulfill their desires. Hollow Nest, it was once called. Supposedly the greatest kingdom there ever was, full of treasures and secrets. Now it's nothing more than a poisonous tomb full of monsters and madness. Everything fades eventually, I suppose. I'm going to talk to every NPC I can because they say a lot of things and help us make a little sense of the story of this game. Feeling tired? That bench may be iron, but I assure you it's quite comfortably. There's no better place to collect your thoughts before heading below. Plus, I enjoy the company. Not that you seem the talkative sort. That is the final thing he says, and the thing he will say when he has nothing else to say. So I'm probably going to keep checking until he says that. And he does make the comment that yes, our character is effectively mute. Yes. We'll get into that more later. What's this say? For all your mapping supplies, we will be opening soon. Islodel and Conifer. I'm probably not pronouncing her name right. We'll be getting into that later. Let's see what's up on the surface before we head down into the well. Graveyard. Big graveyard. And a stone door with a lock on it. We'll investigate those things shortly. Oh, let's see what more to say on this. This game, I guess, it is a very, very big game. I was legitimately surprised to know how big it really was. As for now, welcome to the Forgotten Crossroads. Oh, where do I want to hit first? One thing I'm going to make a point of, in addition to that... Actually, we should head there first. One thing I'm going to make a point of as we go a bit further on, you notice a lot of the enemies, first of all, they seem to bleed that orange smoke and whatnot. And you see this enemy here, he has orange in his eyes. We'll get into that, more of what that is. Oh, probably not soon. It'll probably take a while. But there is definite significance to that. This looks fancy. Temple of the Black Egg. Gee, that totally doesn't look like the intro. What do you have to say? Oh, hello there. How delightful to meet another traveler on these forgotten roads. You're a short one, but you have a strong look about you. I'm Quirrell. I have something of an obsession with uncharted places. This ancient kingdom holds many fascinating mysteries, and one of the most intriguing of them is standing right before us. A great stone egg, laying in the corpse of an ancient kingdom. And this egg, is it warm? It certainly gives off a unique air. Can it be opened? There are strange marks all over it. I do so love a mystery. And who knows what other marvels lie even deeper below us? I like Quirrell. Quirrell's pretty alright. For so long I felt drawn here. So many tales full of wonders and horrors. No longer could I resist. I just had to see it for myself. And what a time I chose to arrive. The dead world has sprung to life. The creatures are riled up and the earth rumbles. The air is thick. I wonder, what could have brought it all about? I wonder, could we possibly be right next to what brought it all about? We will probably not properly be coming back here for a long time. A very long time. Anyway, let's keep exploring. More enemies to defeat. So many enemies to defeat. So, the various mechanics of this game. You have your side slash. You can slash up. And if you're in the air, you can slash down. That down slash. Very important. Because as you notice, you can, like, pogo just like Scrooge McDuck or Shovel Knight. I feel bad that most people know Shovel Knight more than Scrooge McDuck. Oh well, details. But that mechanic is extremely important and useful and will hopefully help me break through some very otherwise difficult areas much later in the game. And they don't explicitly teach you it. Let's keep exploring though. We do not actually have a map currently. We have our inventory. Let me go over that. You see we have our old nail, traditional weapon of Hollow Nest. Its blade is blunt with age and wear. These things, which don't really have an indication what they are, and our ability to focus. Nothing else. I can beat you. This guy, we're going to learn their names soon enough. I'm probably fighting him a little bit soon, but that's fine. He's actually pretty easy. He takes a number of hits now. Of course, he gets easier as we get upgrades here and there. I'll also make a note, I went a very long time my first playthrough without getting any combat upgrades. You look happy to see me. And trapped. Let's free you. Well, hopefully we did good. We probably did good. Let's see. So one other thing of note is I did not do a very good job exploring in my first time playing this game. I really did not. Is that the way I need to go? Yes, technically. Let's take a look over here first. Seems to be old, some kind of old mine shaft. I cannot sing. Oh, bury my mother pale and slight. Bury my father with his eyes shut tight. Bury my sisters 2 by 2. And then when you're done, let's bury me too. Pretty grim song. Do you know that one? It's one of my favorites. We can sing it sometime if you like. You start singing and I'll join in. I bet you have a beautiful singing voice. So what are you down here for? If you came to get wealthy, then just look around. These mines are still bursting with riches. There's plenty for everyone. Just grab a pick and join in. We'll probably have to stop in here a few times. Sadly, the riches aren't quite that easy for us to get. Though, since we're here, let's look around. This is an elevator. I figured I would just state the obvious. Yes, that is an elevator. We can't actually go too far this way because we cannot get through this. Despite the fact that it is very obvious that something is below it, we can't go through it. So we are at a dead end this way. And first playthrough can be spent doing a lot of this, finding dead ends and going back and forth one way or the other. You also probably noticed this here. There are various of these statues like this around, and what they do, let me waste some soul here, is you can hit them to regain your soul. I'm probably going to make use of that enough as it stands. There's nothing more we can really do this way. In fact, how much can we do this way, if anything, really? Probably fight our first boss, if I keep adventuring properly. Give me money. Give me money. I want the money. Let's see. Let's go down. We can't go down. Let's not go down. See, I've already explained spikes. I am somehow very good at dodging these things on accident. Like, I don't try, but I seem to do it a lot. And this game, as a side note, is also full of hidden passageways, breakable walls, and whatnot. There are some tells for them, but it is also very easy to miss them. Kill you real quick. Kill you real quick. I feel like there's one in this room, but I don't think we can get to it yet. Let's keep moving for now. Little crawler enemies. Oh yeah, I can pogo. Pogo. So very useful. Oh yeah, I know what this way is now. I know what way we're going now. You probably heard the wailing of a grub or saw it on screen. You can't get to it yet. Try to get to the grub. If there was a flying enemy, I'm sure we could get up there earlier with a bit of sequence breaking and jumping. By the way, the intended sequence of this... Alright. Alright. Let's get you to come down here. Come on! Got him! Haha! Woo! You're not technically supposed to do it early, but you can do a lot of this. Like, the intended sequence of this game, let me flat out say, I did not really follow it. I was exploring areas, like, I'm not going to say I was sequence breaking per se, or rather, I wasn't doing unintentional sequence breaks. They left the ways in there, and it just so happens I did things in a slightly different pattern than what may have been expected. This is a big area. Plenty of bugs. And these things, I think they're called gruz, actually. We'll figure out what their names are soon enough, and by soon enough, I mean it might take an episode or two before we get that particular item thing. Before I go too far this way, though, let's just pop back this way, and you will see, without me going too far, that we are pretty much right where we came down. Just did a full loop, and I've been going for a while, but I want to keep going for now because there's at least one more thing of importance I want to hit up. Now, one thing of note, to explain this briefly, is respawning in this game is kind of interesting. There are effectively 3 groups of respawns. Enemies that never respawn, such as bosses, mini-bosses, and the like. Yeah, let's go with that. But bosses mostly, and a few special enemies otherwise. So the enemies that never respawn. The enemies that respawn when you leave a room and re-enter it, which would be usually just small enemies, inconsequential. And then the biggest category, enemies that only respawn when you rest at a bench. Welcome to Papa Grub and all the little grubs. See in the background? He's missing a lot of his grub kids. We should probably maybe help him get them back. Might be a good thing for us. I mean, he's already rewarded us for the 2 we brought back already, so... It's effectively just another collectible quest, though it does get you a number of good rewards as the game goes on, and I'm going to be hitting that up most definitely. And yes, I do like to pogo on enemies. It is a very, very useful thing, and... Huh, greens. I like greens. Let's go in this way. What do you have to say? Another sign. The Pilgrim's Way. Travelers of Hollow Nest descend through the verdant wilds and fungal groves to the city at the kingdom's heart. There all wishes shall be granted, all truths revealed. We can't hurt him yet. He also, for reference, is one of the enemies that never respawns. We can't kill him yet, though, so we'll have to kill him later. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Alright, now let's see... that looks destroyable. I'm just going to keep exploring every little nook and cranny. That's a spike. I just had to confirm that spikes still worked in the way they had my entire first playthrough, guys. Don't pay it any mind. I just had to make sure they still worked exactly the same. Nothing too fancy up there. We can't do anything there. Not a damn thing. There's going to be a lot of like that, especially early on, where we just run into areas that we see, we can adventure a little way, but then we run into a dead end because we can't do anything. There's effectively only one real path we can take right now. Let me think, is that accurate? Yes, I believe that is completely accurate. Only one real way we can take right now, and it is effectively this way. Ah, hello there. Come down and explore these beautiful old ruins? Don't mind me. I have a fondness for exploring myself. Getting lost and finding your way again is a pleasure like no other. We're exquisitely lucky, you and I. I'm a cartographer by trade, and I'm working on mapping this area right now. Would you like to buy a copy of my work so far? Yes, actually, I would really like to get a map of this. We have acquired a map of Hollow's Nest. That is somewhat incorrect. We've acquired a map for this area. Let's see. A map can be a useful thing, but it alone won't show you where you are. If you're not ahead for directions, I suggest purchasing a compass for my wife, Isabella. She's just now opening our new shop in Dirtmouth, selling all sorts of useful things to wanderers like yourself. She'll even sell some of my old maps from time to time. I pop back in to see her whenever I finish mapping an area. She's always so excited to see me. Welcome to our map. Now, if you notice, this is a pretty poor map. There's a reason for that. Actually, you know what? This video has been going on long enough, so let me finish off with one last thing by going up to the surface. And we have to trek up to the surface. There is a fast travel method in this game. One which I will be using quite a bit, but we've yet to unlock it. And it's not like you teleport between benches, though that would be exceptionally useful. This is not the way I want to go. That would be exceptionally useful, but no, it's not that. I hope I have enough Geo to buy everything I'd really want to buy right now. If I don't, oh well. And up here to avoid that one. Because though we have the map, a map by itself in this game really isn't that useful. There is, first of all, we need a map for every area, but more important than that, we need one particular item that his wife sells. And if we head over to here, we see that this door is now open. So let's check it out. Also, you can shop, or you can go over to the side and talk to him. Let's listen first. Come to buy a map, have you? It's really my husband you should be dealing with, but what a surprise! He's headed down below. He'll pop back up occasionally to deliver new maps for the store, but I do wish he'd spend a little more time up here. I've not much interest in retail myself. Now let's see what's here for me to sell. Now, there's a number of things, the most important of which to buy, the quill. You'll need this to update your map when you explore new areas. Buy that quill right away. Other than that, a bunch of little marks to show various other things. The most important out of the what we can buy left is, there is the Wayward Compass. You see that has a notch cost. We'll get into that later. This is the compass that I mentioned earlier and would display us where we are on the map. Then we have several pins that display locations. Hot springs, there's like 2 hot springs in the entire game. I'm not overly worried about that. The vendor pin, which is very useful. The cocoon pin, which you remember the blue cocoon I destroyed to get those blue hits earlier? That's what that's for. And benches. I think the bench pin is going to be the most useful right now. I'll have to buy the others later. For now, let's exit. And take a look at our map. You can see we are in Dirtmouth. We can double tap the map button and it'll bring up the actual map, and we can see overall. Now then, zoom out, we can see Dirtmouth, Forgotten Crossroads, the 2 areas we have opened up thus far. And you can see this rough outline of them. However, if we sit down at a bench, and every time we sit down at a bench, we update the map. Every area we have gone through is now filled in to a much better degree. This will do this for areas that aren't even on the map as well. So, looking at this map now, you could probably gain a good idea of where our next goal is. It might be in the middle of the screen. And I think we're going to head there next. There is a lot to this game. This is just the first area of many, many we have to explore. And we'll get to that later. But first, did you visit that temple? A strange building, I've heard. Well, I never dare the journey myself. The braver among us once went there to pray. Said they felt at peace within the walls. After a while, they stopped going. I wonder what changed. A young couple's just recently taken up residence in the house beside the station. Seems they're running a map shop, which may excite adventurous types like yourself. She's a tall bug, the wife. I told them to take the larger house, especially given they're all empty, but they like the look of that one. The way she has to bend just to get through the door, I wouldn't put up with it myself. And back to the bench comment. I think they like it just because it has the sign of his glasses on it, but that might be me. Anyway, that's all we have for this first episode. We have a lot more to go into, granted. There's a lot of this game. It's gonna be a long runner, believe me. But until then, I will see you guys all later.